大家好，我是伦伦。今天帮大家带来的影片是独行侠老板 Mark Cuban 的访谈。访谈中 ，Cuban 会提到买下独行侠之前的趣事，跟裁判们场上的互动，一个很 Kobe 的小故事。
The only time that's really happened, I hate the Lakers. So I always like to with them. And so I'm like, you should see Kobe.
当年闹到满城风雨的 Deandre Jordan 毁约事件，最后还会分享他跟前美国总统 Trump 的故事。话不多说，我们马上开始。
So, I have Mark Cuban on cold as balls. Holy shit. Now, I don't know a person that loves sports more than Mark Cuban. More importantly, basketball.
Amen. So, little story. So, the night before I bought the team, I went out drinking with my friends, right? And I saw Steve Nash and Dirk Nowitzki out having some fun as well. Tried to buy him some drinks, right? Because we were trashed. And so, the next day, I was meeting the team. And I walked in and stood in front of the team, and Dirk and Steve recognized me. And all you could hear them say was, hell no. And then from there, I was like, look, guys, it's all going to change.
What did you pay for the team? How much?
$285 million.
$285 million?
Yep.
What the fuck is that team worth now?
$2.5 billion.
God damn! Where'd you get the money?
I started the first streaming company back in 1995. I went to Indiana University. It was like, we got to find a way to listen to Indiana basketball living in Texas. So the internet was happening, and I'm like, let's use this internet thing to figure out if we can listen to basketball games. Then it went from listening, then it went to broadcasting on video, then it went to going public. Sold it for $5.7 billion, and a couple of months later, bought the Mavs.
What did you start that company with?
About $8,000.
Are you kidding me?
Nah, I'm not kidding you.
God damn! I just spent $8,000 on some fucking wine, you idiot! I got a good question for you. What's the one thing that you were like, I gotta have it, and they didn't want to give it to you, and you fought hard for it? What's the one thing that you like?
Oh, that NBA championship. That's the thing right there, baby.
Well, that's a good one. Okay.
Because you know what? That's the hardest ever, right? Because I got no control over it, right? It takes luck. It takes talent from your guys. It takes, culture.
Did you ever think in your head, like when you were sitting on the sideline, like, this was stupid?
No.
What do you think the funniest thing that you've ever said and got fined for?
Remember our ref Joey Crawford?
I know Joey Crawford.
Joey Crawford would stick his hands down his pants and stare at me. He would grab his and stare at me. And I kept on screaming at him, stop grabbing your
Any player that you've had a back and forth with?
Oh, yeah. I went back and forth with KD one time.
Why? Why'd you go back and forth with him? Just
because I was giving him about carrying the ball all the time. Especially when he was with the Sonics way back in the day, he would carry the ball all the time. And I didn't carry, and he would just scream back at me that I can't repeat.
I remember setting a player off.
What?
James Harden, I was giving him and he looked at me and said, Kev, he said, I'm about to give you 50. And I want you to look at your team when I'm done. You tell him you did this. He went on to give us 50.
Third and fourth quarter, he was on. They thought that was going to be a loud pass. I think even Nene thought last straight in. He's from here. I had to show him up a little bit, but it's all love. And like I said, they're a really young team, and they play.
The only time that's really happened, I hate the Lakers, so I always like to with them. And so I'm like, you should see Kobe. Kobe came to town, torched us, tweets right after the game, amnesty that.
在讲解这个非常 Kobe 的故事前，我们先来解释一下特殊条约。2005年，球员工会跟资方达成协议，每支球队可以有一次特赦的机会。球队还是要支付薪水给被特税的球员，但被特赦后，球员的薪资不会列入奢侈税的计算。目的是在有长、烂、大合约出现时，能保障球员收入，但可以缩短球队被烂合约伤害的时间。2011年，这个条款做了微幅的更动，球队可以选择把烂合约分多年支付，以降低每年在薪资上限的计算值。这个条约最著名的例子之一就是湖人的 Luol Deng。Deng 在2016-17球季前跟湖人签下4年$7200万的大合约，但因为表现不佳，隔年仅出赛1场后就被湖人买断。湖人选择用4年时间分担他剩下的合约，也因此直到今年球季，他的合约才终于不包含在团队薪资内。但是他上次为湖人打球，其实已经是2017-18球季了。那这个 Kobe 的故事也是我非常喜欢 Cuban 的原因之一。他当然知道激怒 Kobe 绝对不会有好下场，但他还是管不住自己的嘴，硬要弄 Kobe 一下。最后在2013年2月24号的这场比赛，被 Kobe 21投13中，灌了38分、12篮板、7助攻。不过不要被这个误事给误导了 ，Cuban 可是货真价实的天才。据说他的智商高达120到140，高到我都想推荐杨乃阳给他玩了。 羊啊羊是一款休闲益智消除游戏，那游戏本身的玩法非常简单，其实就是单纯的消去游戏。只要像这样选择3个一样的图片，它就会配对消失。那下面的这个格子呢，最多可以放7张图片，有3张一样的时候，它就会自动消去。不过呢，当格子里超过7张图片时，就视为挑战失败。那如果像这样，当荧幕上所有的图片都配对完成后，你就可以进入下一个关卡。老实说，我个人觉得这个游戏并不是很休闲啊，因为它的难度非常的高。我从下载到现在已经1个礼拜了，还是卡在传说中魔王班的第2关。据说这个关卡就 0.1% 的人能通过，很显然我不是其中之一啊。那每个人玩游戏的目的都不同，如果想要考验自己逻辑的观众，可以到资讯栏及留言区的连结下载。不过我还是要再提醒各位一次，这个游戏的挑战性真的非常的高啊。
I could probably go on record as saying probably the face of ownership. You not only do it right, but you change the way owners look at owning their team.
Amen. Yeah.
Was that on purpose?
Absolutely. When I bought the Mavs, owners just like stood on the sidelines, wrote the checks. Everybody told me to shut up. And I was like, no, I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to do my thing. I've been a basketball junkie my entire life, and that's why I'm going to run the Mavs.
When the players first saw you on the sideline and they first saw you jump up, high five, smack a player on the ass, something like that, did they ever go, hey man, we need to talk to Mark after this game?
Yeah, many times.
Many times. Let's get into the owners. Who do you not like as an owner?
Oh my God, there's probably like 6 or 7 of them that always are trying to get me in trouble.
Are they snitching?
Yeah, what, just like
snitches?
Snitches.
Billionaires are still snitching. You hear that down?
Yeah.
Not on the streets. You know how we do.
I'm not gonna say who I don't like, but I like Ballmer.
Can't. Why can't you not get in the huddle if you want to?
Well, they passed a rule saying I couldn't, but I said it, I'm still gonna do it anyway.
You know what I don't know about?
What's that?
The Deandre Jordan situation.
All right.
Were you really driving in a car around
looking for
it?
Like Chris Broussard said?
Yeah.
Hell no.
No, lie.
Hell, total lie.
Lies.
Right? So I had Deandre's address. I said, okay, I'm gonna go by his house. Went there, rang the doorbell. They obviously didn't answer. I'm like, this. Went back to the hotel. We were done.
That
was
it.
It's like, okay, you gotta tweet something, right?
Yeah.
So someone's gonna say something. It's 99.9% of the time it's nonsense.
Did you tap the glass? Did you put your hand on the glass? Take a little look.
Doorbell. Figured I'd annoy the out of them.
Yeah.
And you know, nothing.
Did he have like one of those little mailbox slits? Maybe you lift it up.
No mailbox slit. No, I'm not a mailbox slit looker.
No. Never. Who
Never.
does that?
Nobody, right? I can tell.
Yeah.
那 Cuban 这里提到 Deandre Jordan 毁约事件发生于2015年夏天，当时本来在快艇的 Jordan 成为自由球员，并跟独行侠达成4年8000万的口头协议。那虽然自由市场每年是7月1号开市，但真正能签订合约的日子大概都在5-6天后，7月6号到7号。那这段期间呢，就是用来给联盟及球队进行各项细微的计算，比如说来季的薪资上限、团队薪资、顶薪是多少等等。那据 Cuban 跟独行侠的说法 ，Jordan 就是在这段期间反悔，之后改跟快艇以4年8800万续约。关于这件事呢，一直有个都市传说，说 Jordan 当时快艇的队友们 Paul、Rivers 跟 Griffin 接到消息 ，Jordan 已跟独行侠达成口头协议后，就马上跑到 Jordan 家，把他软禁在家，不让他跟独行侠联系。独行侠这边无法联系上 Jordan 后，老板 Cuban 也亲自出马拜访他。才会有前面主持人提到的 Cuban 是不是一直开车在 Jordan 家附近骚扰他。不过呢，最后快艇队友们成功说服 Jordan 续留，没想到3年后他还是以自由球员身份加入了独行侠。不过他只打了半季就被交易到尼克，换来以 KP 为主的一群球员。
Heard talks about President Cuban. Is that true?
I thought about it.
Thought about it.
I think I could do it. I think I could do a job. It's not like my dream job or anything like that, but considering where things are.
Yeah.
But then I sat down with my family. My kids are 10, 13, and 16, and they all voted no.
The funny thing is, people were telling me to do it, and I was like,
why not?
I don't have the time. At the time, I had to get a facial. I had a facial booked. I had a Swedish massage. And when I think about who my guys would be that along my side, look what I'm stuck with. I'm stuck with the guys that's pitching me a shark idea that got me a big fat no. This is my cabinet. I just want people to know what it would look like.
Be better than what we got.
Yeah, well, you know what? You ain't lying there. Are you and Donald close?
He called me the other day.
He did.
For real.
Do you end button it or did you pick it up?
It was like DC, private, right? Yeah. I picked it up 2.5 weeks ago, and he's like, Mark? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, what do you think about the stock market? And I'm like, oh, hi, Donald. What do you think about the stock market? When he first announced, I thought there's no chance he's winning, right?
No shot.
And all of a sudden, he's calling me. And he's calling me, and he's calling me, asking me advice, talking to me about, telling me everything he's doing, the whole 9 yards. And so I'm like, look, Donald, you know, you got to learn this stuff, right? You can't just wing it.
Yeah.
And that's when we came apart.
Yeah, aha! I got something, Mark. What's a man's fear when he's in cold water? Shrinkage.
Yep.
What if we come up with de-shrinkage? Nobody. All right, I'm over here with a bunch of massive non-shrinking people. Like, come on, you got, forget it, Mark.
也许是因为上了年纪 ，Cuban 这几年火爆的脾气改了不少，在这次访谈也以相当轻松愉快的态度面对。不然他以前可是出了名的大炮，他就曾经在现场节目怒喷球评不懂篮球。
In complete generalities where no one can question you, right? You don't ever use facts. You don't ever use substance. You don't ever use the most ridiculous thing any sports writer has ever said. Now, if you think, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't. Bayless special. LeBron lost last year because he wasn't paying attention to Skip Bayless. LeBron won this year because he wasn't. That's what you...
想要看 Cuban 怒喷球评完整版影片的观众，可以点右上角的连结。今天的影片到这里就结束了，谢谢大家的收看，我们下次见，拜拜。